Hey everyone, and welcome back to my completionist playthrough of the Baldur's Gate Saga with SCS. So continuing on in the Docks District, there is still one more important quest line left for us to do, and that is the confrontation between Jaheira and Baron Ployer, which is going to take place at the Sea's Bounty down there. Also along the way we might level up Animen. He is level 13 now, so getting closer to those skeleton warriors at level 15 from Animate Dead. He also gets nice boosts to his saving throws, the Thaco improvement that clerics get every 3 levels, and some more spells. So let's just give him a cookie cutter selection right now before I forget. Might even go for a little Glyph of Warding maybe. This is just a generalist damage spell. It's not particularly impressive, but it deals electrical damage and also some more protection from evil. And yeah, once we go downstairs, there's going to be a conversation and a scene between Jaheira and Baron Ployer.
Jaheira, my darling, so good to see you. Won't you come sit and chat a while?
I am sorry, do I know you?
You do not remember? Ah, but this is understandable. It has been years since we last spoke. Far too long, really. Forgive me, but I will require a little more information. Your name again? My name is Ployer, Baron Ployer, of the Calimshan Ployers. Come now, you must have some inkling. No, I'm terribly sorry, but your face is unfamiliar. Perhaps if you told me what you do... My name means nothing? Nothing? I am Baron Ployer. You ruined me. Not remembering is an even greater insult. You are why I am destitute today. You and your Harper kin accused me of breeding slaves in Calimshan. My businesses in Athkatla were taken. I was made a pauper, and you do not even remember? I remember well, but I wanted you to say it, and I wanted others to hear. Quite the outburst, Mr. Ployer. I assume you are still at odds with your new life? You... This is the type of insolence I was talking about. It is not enough that you ruin a man, you must also berate him. So actually Jaheira wanted him dead, but the courts said otherwise. That you live in poverty is gratifying, if you must live at all. Anyway, he's also going to ask us about our stance on the Harpers, and I'm leaning towards this one, although I'm not going to choose it. But if you do select this option, he's going to be like, yes, you understand! He's going to like find a kindred spirit in us when it comes to our views on the Harpers. I think I'm going to go with a bit of a more neutral option. And we are not members of the Harpers, of course, or any other group. Jaheira, I am going to repay the harm you did me. I did not find you by accident. I'll make you pay for your libelous ways and the shame you have caused me. And she's like, how is this libelous? You really were trading in slaves. And he's like, that is beside the point. What matters is that you ruined me, and now I am going to ruin you. So some mages teleport in, and they're going to cast a specific spell.
What have you just done, Ployer? Speak!
It is my gift to you. You will be slowly destroyed, just as my family was. It is my curse. My nasty, nasty curse. A little something I had made just for you. I may not see your lingering death, but I will smile, knowing it will happen. Tonight, I sleep beneath rags, so I could afford this wasting death for you. Nobody made you a slaver, you just loved the profit. Now you blame those that caught you because you cannot take responsibility? You are a weak, weak man. Ah, but I am a weak, weak man that will live, while you are a strong woman that will die. Give my regards to Belgrade when you see him. And I mean, I love how this is spelled. You know exactly what type of evil villain laughter this is and how it like progresses to like a louder and more ridiculous version.
The horns of Sylvanas! I'll plant them beneath the stones of ice and live by... If I...
So yeah, they teleport out, and Jaheira is in not a great condition, because, like Ployer said, he actually prepared a special curse for Jaheira, and this is going to be a curse that, yeah, it's going to resist removal by normal means, and we basically have to find Ployer so that from him we can get information about how this could be cured. So we have a couple of clues. So Ployer, of course, mentioned being poor, so it's probably the case that he hides somewhere in the slums. Also, the mages, the group of mages that teleported in, apparently wore some odd colors, and we might ask about them in the government building, considering how magic users are monitored in Athkatla. And also Belgrade, a merchant that helped expose Ployer in the past, was mentioned, and he frequents the Copper Coronet, so we might ask around there for him. So we're going to check out all of these options, but we're going to go to the government district first.
Quickly and precisely.
Oh yeah, and Jaheira now has some lowered stats by 1 because of that curse. So her combat performance is going to be not so good anymore, and she is encumbered right now, so let's just move these daggers from her. Oh yeah, and this is the short sword of backstabbing, the short sword +3 that we got from Renal last episode. We might just give that to someone to hold on to.
Yes, without
And yeah,
hesitation.
now let's go to the government district and visit the Council of Six building again. I'm also going to show a little thing that I forgot to show. It's not really important, but I just wanted to highlight the difference between two characters inside. Like I mentioned that I don't like Bylana because she is supportive of the cowled wizards
What is it? If it must be done.
and their services, as she called it, that they perform in the city. However, Chief Inspector Brega, for example, is not like that at all. He is of a completely different mind when it comes to the cowled wizards. When we ask him about them, he is very critical of them and does not support their schemes. So just wanted to showcase this little thing. And yeah, now we can ask Cornel about these mages, or about Baron Ployer directly. No matter what we ask about here, he's not going to divulge any information. But once we go out of the building, we are going to be approached by the leader of that group, Terrace, almost like Terrence. And yeah, of course, Cornel probably has some kind of a special deal with them. And also, Terrace is going to be pretty secretive, but it seems like they are some kind of a special group of mages, like a mercenary group that can perform certain tasks, especially if they, are not going to be caught by the cowled wizards. So in a city like Athkatla, these tasks apparently, these services can be sought for in certain situations. Anyway, I am going to showcase what they offer here. So he says, that would depend on the service to be provided, or not to be provided. Do you understand what I'm suggesting? So he's going to explain that Ployer has a deal with them, so that they can show up in the case of a direct confrontation between him and us. And they are supposed to help him in that confrontation against us, but he offers us a deal that they can just not show up. So if we listen to his offer here, he is going to mention, like, once you explore this conversation and different dialogue options, he's going to mention multiple times how, like, despicable of a person Ployer is, and that's, that they basically object to, like, even among slavers, apparently he's just someone who they despise, so they don't have any reservations about betraying him, I guess, although his contract expired, though we have been asked to perform another task in the future. Yeah, we find him distasteful, even in comparison to others of his ilk. Although they are neutral, sorry, not neutral, they are evil mages that, like, throw curses around and, basically do these kind of services just for money, so they are not much better than him, really. So it's kind of surprising that they would have such an opinion of Ployer. Yeah, you will find him eventually, and we are to be there. Or perhaps we are not. That is the offer I make today. So there's a couple of situations we're going to refuse, but I do have a special save game prepared already to showcase a different outcome. But anyway, we might pay them 1,000 gold so that they don't show up, or we may actually have an even better idea, a counter offer, to pay them 2,000 gold so they actually kill Baron Ployer for us. But yeah, I'm not going to accept their offer because we want to have a nice fight with them and Baron Ployer once we find him. Yeah, a pity we could not reach an arrangement. It would have been a wonderful surprise.
Yes, it will be done.
Yeah, I have a special save game prepared for after we have dealt with them, just to showcase what a nasty, nasty person Jaheira can be. You know, like, if there's anything involving Jaheira, I have to show that off. Anyway, so our next stop is the slums, and let's first ask our buddy Bernard what he is going to know about Belgrade, if he's somewhere to be found. And this is yet another kind of a unique conversation between Bernard and Jaheira.
Me as you will.
Jaheira, no games now. You look like you've seen your own ghost, or are about to. Young lady, you look about 90. Are these louts you traveling with running you ragged? I'll have them fishing for shark in the bay with no net if they... Yeah, so we need to find Belgrade. He's not around anymore. I ain't had the pleasure of his company, and nigh unto... Bernard! This is important. I need to contact him. Oh, Jaheira, you misunderstand me. Belgrade, he's dead. A while back, he got sickly just like... Oh my, just like you. What is it, a plague that only affects Harpers? I knew your lot would anger the wrong god, or... Yeah. So apparently Belgrade was found in the east slums. Yeah, and Ployer is not welcome here. You take care now. It's surprising that Bernard would have such a stance against slavers, considering that his previous superior, Leitinan, dealt with slaves, and they had a whole gladiator arena in the back of the Copper Coronet. I don't know, maybe Bernard didn't know about that, but... Anyway, here is a derelict home, although first we are going to step into Galen Bale's home to prepare a little bit, I think. We're just going to give Edwin some mirror images and Senashira some mirror images and a little spell immunity to abjuration, and I think Edwin might maybe get improved invisibility, so he's not pestered immediately with some single target spells, although I think the way we're going to do that encounter, this is not going to be an issue, but let's give him a little spell immunity to abjuration as well. Alright, and I don't think we're going to need haste for that. Let's not get fatigued already. Yeah, so let's check out this derelict home in the slums, which is going to turn out to be the hideout of Baron Ployer.
Jaheira, I see you have dragged your sorry soon-to-be carcass here to see me. Are you here to beg, perhaps to grovel?
I don't mind. I have even cleaned my shoes.
Despicable. You despicable wretch. You know I would come here.
Of course. I am your only link to life, so what choice do you have? Come now. Grovel for your life before me. I haven't got all day. So she's not going to. Yeah, you would sooner get that from my corpse. And I will, unless I get the satisfaction I want now. Come now, I can cure you if you drop your pretense of dignity and get your sickly carcass on its knees. So she's adamant not to do that. You are about to collapse and cannot even speak. Now, of course, you will have to grovel in pantomime. What could be more degrading than that? Alright, so we're going to be pretty aggressive. Yeah, you came expecting an old man in hiding, but I had hoped Jaheira would come, because by the time she did, she would be utterly crippled. I would enjoy crushing her, but I will settle for you. Meet my hirelings. My last favors paid for them, and they are well worth it. Kill them. So the three mages are going to teleport in, and Ployer is a fighter. The mages, I think Terrace, their leader, is level 12 or 13. In any case, I think he has access to level 6 spells, and the other mages, I think, are level 9. So, they only have level 5 spells at most at their disposal. Anyway, the first order of business, we're going to actually reposition, because I have a cool idea. Well, not maybe so cool, but a fun one. I want to just do a little thing here. First, we're going to, of course, wait for their pre-buffs. I'll let Jaheira fight Baron Ployer, and perhaps she can get... Actually, we will make quite an effort so that she gets the killing blow on him. Actually, here we will be able to throw some daggers.
What is it? If it must
And
be
let's just be ready with others. Alright, so they get their pre-buffs. Now we will unleash 2 remove magics on them, because they don't have spell immunity to abjuration. None of them have that, right? Yeah, none of them have any spell immunity. Of course they have improved invisibility, they have minor spell turning, minor globes, all that. Some fire shields, of course all of them have stone skin. Anyway, let's throw in 2 remove magics, they should be pretty effective. Boom and boom, all of them got dispelled actually, so that's very, very nice. Although they did manage to cast slow and remove magic. No, those were only our remove magics. The only spell apparently that came from them is that slow. And unfortunately Jaheira was affected by that. Anyway, now they are going to be free to be interrupted, so we're going to spread out our ranged damage on them. We're going to keep Senashira here, and I think we are going to unleash a nice juicy sunfire in the middle of it all with Edwin. Just stop misclicking. Oh, don't run away. I would like to have all 4 of these targets to be caught in that nice sunfire. It's a pretty rare opportunity that we get to use that spell. Let's yeah, just 1 Ether Cap they managed to summon. Okay, Edwin is not casting yet. Oh, Malakazar, one of the mages, is already dead from our range damage. Anyway, let's get that sunfire going, shall we? Alright, here it comes. Let's save Jaheira, if we can. Boom, she got damaged. But it's a good sacrifice, knowing that all of the other targets were also damaged. Also, one thing I would like to mention, this one mage is called Gracian, or Gracian, which is a very similar name, of course, to Grayson, or Grasson. That was the recruiter for the other guild, and that we have dealt with in the process of doing the quests for the Shadow Thieves. Alright, so Terrace has a contingency with Stoneskin, the other 2 mages are dead. Jaheira can go and deal with Baron Ployer, and now let's end our games here and just kill Terrace, their leader, and get through his stone skin. Okay, now he's done, and oh, he's attacking Edwin. Baron Ployer is. Okay, Jaheira, we need you to put some effort into this. Now that this is going to take a while if she doesn't at least drink a little potion of speed here. So that countered her slow. And she actually doesn't have any buffs. I could have cast Dispel Magic on her, but once that slow runs out... Whoa. Whoa, Baron Ployer! Holy, he is near death. Let's just keep Jaheira safe. Alright, and now finish the job, Jaheira. Anyway, I was about to say that once this slow runs out its course, we are actually going to have Jaheira hasted, which might come in handy in an upcoming encounter. We'll see if we're going to make use of that. Anyway, come on, Jaheira, you cannot die now. Boom! Finally. As always, as is standard in my playthrough, it seems, when I try to get a killing blow on someone, it usually requires, it's like way more trouble than it's worth. It was the same with Branwen in Baldur's Gate 1, and a little bit with Yeslik, but I think Yeslik was the best performer when it came to getting these important killing blows. Anyway, now if we loot Baron Ployer, he's going to have a lock of Jaheira's hair.
I feel weak, but better. I thank you for helping me through this.
Yeah, so she mentions that she should get a full day of rest, and that is true. In 24 hours, these stats that she has lowered are going to be back to normal, and she's going to be fully restored. But we're not going to really rest for 24 hours, at least just yet. Anyway, also I've realized that I missed out on like one conversation option when Baron Ployer did curse her, and you know, we were talking about that curse. There was one dialogue option that was like, well, I guess you will be leaving the party then. Now that you are, you know, cursed and useless, or weaker than usual. Anyway, so we will rest at some point, not just yet. You will have to power through this, Jaheira. Anyway, Now finally Senashira can level up and reach level 12, which is very important. Now let's just loot them all together. They will have some scrolls. Wow, and I am seeing some really cool scrolls. Spell shield, there was mantle there, and I think I saw spell trap. Another spell trap. Also this lock of Jaheira's hair that somehow this was used by the Baron Ployer to curse her. Now this is an item that's, you know, vital to healing her of that curse. That's why they were able to like prepare a special type of curse for her, and they had a personal like item of hers. And actually, if you do a different conversation option, it turns out that apparently this lock of hair, Baron Ployer was able to get from Belgrade. So Jaheira, I hope you were like in your dealings here in Athkatla, I hope you were faithful to Khalid, because if I and why would Belgrade even like keep a lock of her from hair of Jaheira's for that long? I don't think it really, you know, it really makes like too much sense. I think there shouldn't have been that kind of dialogue option that apparently he was able to get it from Belgrade, from that merchant. It should have been just left a mystery. I think it would have worked out better. Anyway, there was also that note from Terrace to Baron Ployer that they would of course show up when he wanted their help in the confrontation with us. So anyway, I'm going to just quick save here, and I have a special save game prepared, like I mentioned, Nasty Jaheira. So here, in this situation, we have paid the mages not to show up. So we paid them 1,000 gold to not show up, and we've seen all that. So it doesn't really matter what we say here. We might want to bargain. Of course, he doesn't want to, and he's going to try to summon the assassins. They will make short work of the lot of you. Attack now! Now! I command you, kill them. Where are you? That's the trouble with hired hands. If a better deal comes along, they might just jump ship. If you say that he is pathetic, he is actually going to attack single-handedly, trying to deal with us. This is going to enrage him, but if we just say this, yeah, damn you, it's happened again, everyone against me, everyone. So here we might want to convince him to remove the curse and leave. So we might want to leave him with his life. But someday I will. Someday we will do nothing. Not if you want to live past tomorrow. Do we have a deal? Very well. Here, this is the personal item used to curse her. I took it from that fop at Belgrade. Oh yeah, so that's actually the conversation option. She should be fine with it returned. Now get out. But, so we had a deal with Ployer here, right?
No deals for a slayer of Harpers.
But Jaheira just goes ahead and kills him anyway. Jaheira, we had a deal! How am I going to look in the adventurer like community if I get to like you know, how am I going to explain that I broke a deal with Ployer? Of course no one would know about it, but you know, Jaheira, we had a deal with Baron Ployer. What are you doing here? And yeah, of course she has her normal conversation here. So I just wanted to showcase that she does kill him, even if we want to, you know, let him loose, I guess. And leave him with his life. Alright, anyway. So, that's going to be it for this episode. Just wanted to show the quest line with Baron Ployer separately, because it did took a little time. So, anyway, I thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed these 2 episodes, and I'll see you next time.